Hi everybody, here we are with another tutorial for you, still focusing on some of these transitions that are in your Surya Namaskar and in your Vinyasas. And today I'm going to look at how you can move from your upwards facing dog into your downwards facing dog. And ideally we're going to try and do this lifting up through the core. So instead of using the legs or the feet, we're trying to get the abdominals working, lifting us up from there. Okay. So let's come into our plank position to begin with. Okay. Hands down underneath the shoulders, step the feet back and find your high plank position. Now, we're going to come down slowly into Chaturanga or all the way down to the ground. So on an exhale, bending those elbows in, lowering down. And if you're in your Chaturanga, as you transition to upwards facing dog, we want to untuck the toes, keep the thighs lifted, and then move the chest through the arms as much as you can. And the hands are still underneath the shoulders, so we don't want the shoulders to go forwards or backwards of the wrists here. Now, here we are in our upwards facing dog. To lift up into that downwards facing dog, we're going to think about, and we're moving on an exhale here. So we're lifting the hips up as high as we can. Stay on the top of the feet. Still lifting the hips. And when you lift it as high as you can, you might do this 1 foot at a time for a while, rolling onto the toes of one foot, and then on the other foot. And as you lower down, you might step your feet forwards a little way. Okay, so let's do that again. And this is something that will probably feel quite uncomfortable and weird the first few times, or the first 10 times, or the first 20 times that you do it. But the more you do it, the more comfortable it hopefully will become. Okay, so coming back to that high plank. Take a breath in. Exhale, lower to Chaturanga. Untuck the toes. Inhale, lift the chest. Keep those thighs lifted. So we haven't dropped down, we're still lifted up. As you exhale, start to lift the hips. Now keep some weight in your hands here, so you're not putting all the weight on the top of the toes. And draw your navel in and up as you lift as high as you can before you start to untuck the feet. Now it might be that you lift to here and then have to untuck the feet. And as time comes on, you lift higher and higher, and then you can roll over. And eventually, you might be able to roll over both feet at once. But until that feels comfortable, you could do 1 foot at a time, so you don't feel like you're just going to snap those toes. Okay, let's come down to the knees. And let's try that one more time, and then I'll show you some other alternatives if that's just not feeling accessible at the moment. So let's come and look again at this upwards facing dog position. Another important position. From your plank, exhale, lower down, untuck the toes, and inhale. Lift the chest, try and bring your chest through your arms as much as you can. And then exhale. Suck your navel in as you lift those hips up and maybe rolling over those feet into your downward facing dog. Maybe stepping them forwards now. Good. Okay. So what about if you're down on the floor in your cobra position or similar instead of in your upwards dog? So if you come down all the way onto the belly from your high plank, and you lift up to here, it's going to be a lot harder to lift all the way up because your weight's in a different position. You haven't already got that engagement through the front of the thighs and the front of the body to lift you up. So what you might want to do is lift up to this position first and then lift the hips, which is going to be a lot easier than trying to just lift straight up from there. We want to get the legs working so that the momentum and the strength is coming from the front of the body, your thighs, your core, all the way up. Okay. So if that rolling over the toes is just not happening and it does feel like something's going to snap, then what can we do? We've come into our back bend. Maybe you're here, maybe you're in your upwards facing dog. My feet are a bit too far back there. Maybe you're in your cobra or some other alternative. Now, as you exhale and come to your downwards dog, it may be that you do the toes first and then you lift up. But what you can do is still think about this lift from the center. So instead of it being toes and then just lifting up like this, it can be a toes, draw that belly in and lift up. And as the hips lift, you can suck in here and find that hollow sensation. And then come into your downwards facing dog from there. Give it a go. See how it feels. Explore these things. Lots of yoga is about exploring and experimenting and investigating what happens in your body and what works for you. I'd love to hear how you got on. Thank you. See you soon.